Off to a good start.
The wheel went.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bump. Probably about another month, and you'll be able to see all the good views. I mean, a lot of the leaves have already dropped, and you're seeing some pretty good views as it is. Mountain Town overlook, very similar to the overlook you've seen from the west side of the Cohotas in my Georgia Traverse video. This is on the east side. Built very much the same, it's just overlooking two different valleys. Mountain Town Valley. The 17th of October, and we still haven't reached what I would consider full foliage peak color change, but we've been super dry, so we need some rain to come in, and rain would help the colors start popping a little better, but there's only probably 3 weeks left of leaves being on trees anyway, so on we go. We're gonna go find a campsite. You really start to see fall setting in right here in this area. A lot of leaves on the ground. Dyer Mountain Cemetery. This mountain we're on here, it's called Dyer Mountain. There used to be homesteads all out through here. It was like one of the only homesteads in the area. And this was the Dyer Mountain Cemetery that was left. This outside church area used to be built out of like trees that were cut here on the property, and a storm came through a few years ago, blew it all down. They weren't going to rebuild it, and then somebody funded it. I don't know if Forest Service funded it or if some people got together and funded it or whatever, but here's a good look at it now. It's been completely rebuilt, all new wood. Still got the old pews in here though. That's kind of cool. And as far as I know, they hold services here still occasionally. They've always had an outhouse. It's a new pulpit though. If we go back and look in here, like all this is modern truss, and you know, you got your metal plates and stuff. And it used to just be about head height trusses coming across that was timber cut out of the local woods here. A lot of times they leave. Nope, there ain't one in here right now. A lot of times there's a notebook here, and you can like sign the notebook and stuff. But I thought we would stop in here and check this out real quick, because if we get to the top of this next road or to the end of it and there's not anyone there, it's probably where we'll end up camping, because if I remember correctly, there's a giant open area at the top to camp. There's a good possibility that there are people camped there because it's a Friday night and we've seen quite a bit of people out today, but there's only one way to find out, is just to go up there and check. So this is a 2008 Nissan Xterra. It is on a full-size Nissan Titan suspension swap, running 35 Toyo Open Countries currently. It's got the Frontier roof rack, or Xterra roof rack, a hard shell clam style rooftop tent, brand new CVT Cascadia vehicle, awning. The awning has never been used other than by me. I mounted it. It had never been opened. I've used it about 2 or 3 times just messing with it at the house. The rig came with ditch light mounts. I've went ahead and wired in some new ditch lights. These are the bottom half are yellow, the top half are white LEDs. One of the things that drew me to this rig specifically was that it is a 6-speed manual, and it is pretty difficult to find these rigs. I'm not going to say it's rare, but out of all of the rigs I looked at on Marketplace, 2 out of like probably 50 of these rigs were a 6-speed manual. I don't think I want to go with a front bumper yet. I'm going to do a winch plate in here with probably a 12,000 pound winch, but I don't think I'm going to do a full bumper. Not a giant fan of those bumpers. I do have a KMC spare wheel that matches the 4 on here that he gave me, and I will be buying a 35 to match what's on the rig soon. Again, this may get a rear bumper, but for now I'm going to get one of the trailer hitch mounted spare tire carriers. The radio here is a Sony. It is a CarPlay Android Audio, and so that means I can pull up all my Google Maps, because I have thousands of pins in Google Maps, have thousands of pins in Gaia. It's really nice to be able to do that. Let's open the tin up. Get the tin open.
Oh no. What, this lift?
Yeah, it should raise. Just push it up and let it go. Now what needs to happen is that rubber band that's in the middle needs to be brought down and put into this channel. There you go. That's fine. It'll hang out on top of that because of the ladder attachments.
Okay.
Yeah, so you unbuckle it. And then what I found works really well is just take it and hook it on the ladder hooks. And then just let it clearance itself to wherever it needs to be. And that's about it. Now, whoever came up with these awnings, they deserve an award for coming up with them. Hold on, don't raise it up yet. You'll have to stand here and hold this.
Okay.
But this is the part that becomes difficult because it's very hard to do by yourself. It is possible to do by yourself. I did it earlier. It's just very aggravating. And maybe I'm not even doing it correctly. I don't know. Maybe I could go on YouTube or watch some other overlanders do this and could learn a thing or two, but
I mean, it stays up every time we do it this way. So.
Yeah, it stays up, but maybe there's a better way to do it.
That's 2. Now,
Okay.
how will we do? Does it let us go in here?
I'm not sure. I haven't figured that part out yet. But we're going to give it a few minutes and see what happens with the wind blowing. We may not have to put it
It's
up.
a full-size rig with an impressive camper and was pushing 10,000 pounds.
And we've
So jacking that thing up took some time. Eventually, though,
turned
we
in for
rolled
the
into
night.
camp late that night.
But
and
the
tried to get
iPad
some
fits
rest.
perfectly in the
Day
sleeve and the
2
roof of the
was
rooftop
going to
tent.
be about making up
Shout out
ground,
to
and
Baker
I, for
Overland.
one,
We were watching
couldn't
his
wait.
Overland Arkansas documentary. It's pretty good. Funny enough, there is a Xterra in his video, so it works out.
2015 bone stock, and it crossed the river just fine.
There you go. So we're gonna watch some documentary and then we're gonna crash. We got an early morning and we'll catch up with y'all in the morning. I was doing some editing of what I filmed yesterday and realized that my mic died at some point after we made camp, which is kind of annoying. It's the second time it's happened to me, but it doesn't give me any kind of indication that it's dying. It just goes dead. So I didn't lose, but there's a good bit of footage that I'm gonna do a voiceover on. But I'm gonna try to make up some of it right now while I have time. So for now, we're just using these floor mats out of the inside of the rig to stand on, which I'm gonna have to come up with something different because I don't know if you've ever tried to climb one of these ladders without shoes on, but it hurts your feet. That's kind of weird to say, but it does. But just a quick tour of the inside here. Nothing special. I'm sure if you're an overlander, you've seen this before. If you're not, Here it is. Last night we had the iPad in that middle screen watching a documentary on YouTube. It got cold last night, so we ended up zipping up the side windows. Mine, this side specifically, the wind was blowing in from the southwest. So,
Another sheriff.
yeah, there goes that sheriff back.
What'd you do?
Okay, well, that was weird. My key fob wouldn't work this morning. Oh, I know why. I was pushing the wrong one this morning. Ha! So, I got
Change that.
I got two key fobs on my key ring. One is for the vehicle, one is for my Bluetooth speaker. This morning when I got up, I was hitting this button trying to unlock the vehicle and it would never unlock, so I unlocked it with my key and thought that was weird. Anyways, yeah, that's the tent. The only thing that I actually said last night that I'll explain now is I've got the outside folded up over the top. The guy that I got the rig from said that he'd only ever slept in this thing 3 times. So this is actually supposed to come down and form like a cone, and the wind's supposed to funnel up into the screen there. It uses a tent pole between 2 grommets to hold it open, and then it zips shut. I don't have the pole, he didn't have the pole. It's not a huge deal. I just fold it up over the back, and then that piece that's rolled up there is part of the actual canvas of the tent. I can unroll it down and zip it shut, and it will create a waterproof enclosure again. So it's not like it's a huge deal that that tent pole's missing, but and then the awning, we used it to sit under last night, and then the lights, of course. And here's the back of the rig. I kind of went over my saw last night. It is a Ego 56 volt 16-inch bar. Made quick work of a whole pile of firewood last night for us to have a fire. Currently have my boy's axe holding the gate up because my struts are shot, and I actually had some delivered yesterday, but I was so anxious to get out I ended up leaving before they got delivered. So they're at home waiting on me. I'll change them out today. We're gonna pack up from here and try to get out of here. The very front of this, right up there at the top of the hill, is pretty dicey. I say pretty dicey, it's not dicey at all. It's just a big rut, and I was kind of teetering on 3 wheels that coming down in yesterday, so we'll get to see how the rig does getting out of here. All right, this is Watson Gap. I told you guys yesterday I would show you when we got here. This is the way we just came from LJ, Three Forks Potato Patch Mountain area. Directly across goes north towards Big Frog, around the north or the east side of Jacks River Trailhead. This way goes back down to Old Highway 2 into Blue Ridge, Epworth. It comes out around Epworth, take a right on Old 5, go back to Blue Ridge. This is the direction you go to get back down to Jones Creek Cemetery, and this is a historical area here. It's actually all private. It's all part of that Jones Creek School. The Benton McKay, if you look on that post there, is the Diamond Blaze. Walks up the road a piece and then dips back off into the woods there. And then right back there You can see the sign on the side there, and then kind of over here a little bit, you can see some signs where it goes in and then it makes a big loop back around towards Dyer Mountain Cemetery. It's a very important intersection right here in the Cohuttas. A lot of my adventures have began and ended right here. I have pictures of me in front of this sign about 10 years ago. In the snow, freezing cold, below zero, I was going to pedal the entire loop of the Cohuttas. I made it down to Lake Conesaga, and a park ranger told me that I had to get off, which is very odd. It's been a long mystery. I've talked to several different people about it, but anyways, important intersection, and we're gonna head back down towards Blue Ridge, and there's a couple other little roads that we're gonna ride once we get down there. I almost did. A lot of people do, but fall's really picking up here in this valley. It's beautiful. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at. This is a public Forest Service road, but there is some property disputes with private property owners out here. If you're from North Georgia, you know where it's at. I'm not going to tell you not to come out here, but I'm also not going to tell you where it's at. A lot of people probably know, and that's fine. There's a lot of history here. This little valley on both sides is still private property. This was a little community back before one of the wars, and all the men that lived in the valley went off to war. The women couldn't keep up with the valley, and they ended up losing it. So now this is what's left. A lot of this stuff is modern, but cool place down here. I really enjoy it. Also, FYI, if you know this road and you come to drive it, you can only go so far now. It doesn't go to the cemetery anymore. The cemetery, they've, I guess, had some sort of issue with the road, and there's a sign there that says you're not supposed to drive on it. It is a Forest Service road, so technically you could probably drive on it and get away with it, but out of respect for the private property owners that use this road as a driveway, I just chose to turn around. So here's the other side. So we're on the last little section of the Georgia Traverse section that we're going to do for this trip. It was really just a break-in trip, just to see how this rig's going to do. There's a couple small things that need to be done. I'm going to buy another piece of foam to put on the mattress in the tent. And instead of having the long body style pillow, I'm gonna get 2 smaller, thinner pillows so that each person has their own pillow up in there. I've got another sleeping bag to wash to put up in there, and that will live in the tent. And so at all times it will be ready to go. There's some beating and banging coming off the back rack. I think some of the bolts need to be tightened up, probably need to be gone through, have some Loctite put on it. Other than that, the rig performed very well. Full drive worked like it should, lockers worked like they should, and I am super pumped to get back out and go camping again as soon as I can. But we're on this gravel road, and we're gonna come up to a little lake up here in a little bit. This is Goose Island Road. This is the road that it's the last gravel road you're gonna see before you get to Highway 515 on this middle section of the traverse here. Really well maintained. There's no washboards or anything, no big potholes like what we were seeing up in the Cohotas. But when we get up to the lake, we'll get back with you. So this is Goose Island Lake. As you can see, there's cameras posted, private property. So this is the end of where I go, posted, and cameras up there as well. I just wanted to pull up here and show you guys the lake. The road in actually follows the dam around. That's the dam there. It's on the lower side of the dam. It comes around. Nice place. Too bad we can't explore it more. Rich Mountain WMA directly in front of us. You see the road there to the right. That goes back up, and we'll actually bring you back up to 515. And that is going to be our stopping point for today. We're going to jump off the traverse here, and we're going to head back in for another work week. But in the very near future, we'll jump on for another segment, maybe another overnighter or something, and see how much further we can make it on the traverse. Until then, I will catch you guys on the next one.